Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a timeless reading for the collective, so whenever you come across this video, however you come across it, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. And we've been pulling one card randomly every morning from our mega deck. You can look down in the description below for more information on that. But today's card is pulled from the Crystal Grid Oracle deck by Nicola McIntosh, and it is card number 67, Optimism. And our stone for the day is canvasite or cabinsite. And don't have a lot of familiarity with that, so I did look up some information on the Crystal Council website to get background information on that, and we'll look at that in a minute. But I also want to talk about the number 67. We know that 6 plus 7 reduces down to 13, and 1 plus 3 equals 4. So 67 reduces down to a 4. 4 is the door. 4 is the portal. 4 is the stability. When we think of the tarot, we think of the 4 pillars, like a table, something that's very solid, very stable. Optimism, a very stable energy. It doesn't have to come and go like the tides. Optimism is something that you can simply carry around with you like an umbrella, really. And this feels a bit like an umbrella. It's also very reminiscent of a dream catcher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octagon or octagonal structure here in the grid with our cabinsite, and also obviously a lot of quartz and probably some optical calcite in here as well. I have not looked at the book to find out what the reading says for us for our card for today, but obviously we are working with heart chakra energy here with the colors, the greens, beautiful, warm, inviting. This feels so emeraldy, so just beautiful, inviting, loving, accepting energy. And that's what optimism is really all about. It's not about carrying on a good, a happy demeanor regardless of the situation, regardless of the environment, regardless of anything that's happening to you, around you. That's not what optimism is all about. Optimism is looking at the reality of the situation as it is and saying there's going to be a blessing here. There's going to be an opportunity here. I want to be looking for those. I want my reticular activating system, my RAS, to be filtering out things that are not helpful and filtering in all things that are helpful. That's what optimism is all about. But let's talk about the number 13. I haven't gone into that a lot recently. We haven't actually pulled any cards that reduced down to a 13, aka 4, in a while, but 13 is one of those numbers to me, to my mind, when I started doing some research just on not necessarily numerology, but what numbers can signify in terms of angel numbers and that kind of thing, but what kind of energy are they actually transmitting? And the number 13 is a very powerful number. I think it's one of the reasons why it's been so misaligned. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, we know, was not a good day historically for a specific group of people. Well, why does that mean that every year, every time that Friday the 13th comes around again, it's going to mean bad luck? Why does Friday the 13th mean bad luck? For me, it always meant good luck, because when I was working for employers, a lot of times they would pay us on the 1st and the 15th, and when Friday the 13th came around, we knew that the Sunday was the 15th, and nearly always employers will have those payments for, employees coming in, the payroll, before rather than after the due date. If you're working for a decent company, at least that is the way it happens, usually. And the point with that whole little diatribe is that Friday the 13th was always payday. It was a good day. I was excited when Friday the 13th came along, and then I did more research and I found out just how powerful the day of Friday the 13th can be if we choose to look for that. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is a choice. Choose your own adventure. We had that reading not too long ago. This is the same the same energy, the same idea, the same paradigm where you choose your adventure. You choose your reality. You're choosing it all the time, whether you realize it or not. You're either doing it unconsciously because you're running on autopilot, or you're doing it consciously because you're paying attention to what's going on in that little brain upstairs, right? And making sure that it's in alignment with our heart, which is the bigger energy. It is the energy that is being transmitted to us as we ascend out of this 3D into the 4D, 5D experience. More love is going to be coming in. That's where creation energy is. Creation, it's a creation of love. And optimism is just recognizing that. It's not even putting on a smiley face when you feel really sad. It's okay to feel sad. There are times when it's completely appropriate to feel sad. You just don't want to live there, you know, because then all you're going to be getting is more stuff to be affirming and confirming and growing that sadness, that sad place. So we want to get out of those places as quickly as we can once we understand and realize there's a blessing here. What is the blessing? Where are we looking for the blessing? How can we be more of a blessing? I love Wayne Dyer's amazing little question that he would ask himself. If he was in the middle of some situation that wasn't going well, he would just stop. For 1 second, he would just stop. Hang on, guys. Let me just have a moment here with my brain. And he would ask himself, how can I bring more love into this situation? Bam! You talk about optimism. That's the seat of optimism. That's the seat of the soul, coming from the heart, coming from that heart chakra, coming from that 4D reality that we know we are moving into. A lot of us have been living there for quite a long time. The problem, the challenge, we'll call it, the predicament that we run into is, you know, there's a lot of people that are still happily, you know, trudging along in their 2D, 3D reality. Some of them haven't even gotten up into the 3D reality. They're still operating in kind of caveman mode, you know, bashing people and blowing things up. And, you know, that's not even 3D. That's like 2D. That's like the animals tearing each other apart without brain, without conscience. Anyway, sorry. These readings will go like that. They're not scripted. I'm simply channeling whatever messages and energetic signatures are coming through from the card, from the image that I'm looking at with you right now on the screen. Yeah, I have the benefit of holding the card in my hand, but you have the benefit of having the image in front of you just as I do. And that's really what I'm always looking at when I'm doing the readings, so that we are connecting. I'm looking at the image, you're looking at the image, we are looking at the same thing, and we make a connection directly between the two of us, just like that. But in any event, the number 13 can be a sign from your guardian angels that you're about to experience a period of growth and change in your spiritual journey. Remember, we have 13 lunar cycles every year, not 12. We have a 12 calendar month cycle, but we have a 13 lunar month cycle in each year. We just came out of our winter solstice, understanding these are timeless readings, but we did, just as we are uploading it right now, have that behind us. It's New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve if you are listening to this video on the same day that it's uploaded. Happy New Year. Have an amazing 2025. It is all about what you're looking for. And whatever you're looking for, you're going to find. It can also mean that you should rid your life of negative energy to make room for new opportunities. The number 13 can also be a reminder to consider your karma, what you're putting out in the world, and how you can contribute more positively to the world. The number 13 can represent the cycle of endings and rebirth and the need to let go of the past to make room for new beginnings. How appropriate is that for today particularly? For the season in general, and for every single one of us whenever you pull this card, whenever you pull this reading. Okay? Today is your day. Today is the day. This is your call. Are you going to answer it? You can choose optimism always. Leading with love and kindness, the number 13 can also relate to loving kindness, welcoming change, and staying passionate about your goals. And in ancient cultures, the number 13 represented the feminine energy because it corresponded to the number of lunar cycles in a year. The last thing I'll also say about the number 13 in particular is we know it's a power number. We've heard that it's a power number. And the reason why we know it's a power number is because we had 12 disciples plus Jesus. That makes 13. So it's always been a power number for me. And I encourage you to think of it as a power number for you, especially for today. So if the number 13 comes up a lot, if you're 67 years old, if you were born in the year 1967, or yeah, that would be the only one that I'm talking to right now. As far as I know, anybody from 2067 want to chime in on the comments, you're welcome to do that. Let's talk a little bit about our stone as I'm looking at the timer, 11:11. Holy cow. Alrighty. Cavensite activates and aligns our higher 3 chakras. This helps you transmit, communicate, and understand your dreams. The powerful energies that radiate off of this stone help attune us to the frequencies of higher vibrations, higher dimensions, realms, and beings. If you have this image or stone on your bedside before you go to sleep, your dreams will provide clarity and understanding to you, as well as images within them. The meaning of these images will help you learn more about yourself and what you are truly meant to do in this world. Your dreams may be referencing something that's currently happening in your life, or they may be foreshadowing something that is coming ahead. This stone can also assist you in finding your own unique psychic abilities. It is of great importance and strength when you are working towards astral projection, if that's something that you're working on, and lucid dreaming. The connection to the higher dimensions will help pull you out of this realm and into the next. The more this channel gets strengthened, the easier this ability becomes for you to master. And I know that you found that to be true. I have found it to be true specifically for lucid dreaming. I'm not a big person into astral travel per se, but I'm always interested in kind of walking into my dreams when I'm sleeping and understanding I'm in a dream. That's what lucid dream is all about, where you can look at somebody and say, if I pick up this rug, it's going to fly. And then you pick up the rug and it levitates off the ground and you're like, yeah, and you jump on it and you zoom off, and you may lose the dream at that point. It becomes very difficult for me personally when I'm lucid dreaming to stay with the dream if I'm traveling at speed. A lot of times I feel like I'm floating a few feet off the ground and I'm kind of rowing myself through the energetic field, like I'm in a rowboat or I'm on a raft or something. It's very interesting, my dreams are. But anyways, let's take a look at the book and find out what our reading says for today for our card Optimism. We also, besides the Cavensite, we also have quartz here in our grid. Cavensite is a rare, small stone, usually found as little rosettes on a bed of other minerals. Its characteristic bright blue color is the only color in which it is found. It is a powerful stone that will help you through major changes in your life as it helps you transition and find optimism along the way. The future is bright. This card is here to give you the courage and confidence to know that where you're headed is exactly where you're meant to be. You are an amazing manifestation. So know that where you are going and what you are going through is because you are destined for something better. This transition will pass, so maintain your optimism and face it with joy. A stone of truth and expression, Cavensite will help you see through doubts and pressures, as well as help you connect with your guides and intuition so that you can see what needs to be done. For this reason, it is a very useful stone to use in meditation. Cabinsite allows you to follow your innermost truths with joy and optimism, and will create an abundance of joy and optimism in your life. When you follow your truth with joy and optimism, you are in a state of flow, which is an indication that you are on your spiritual path. From this state, more things to be joyful and optimistic about will be drawn to you. Everything will turn out for the best, but whatever the outcome is, it is for your highest good. And to make our personal, up close and personal connection with the card, we have an exercise at the end here. This is something that you are encouraged to do. I encourage you to do it if you have a moment. Is there something you wish for or something you need to be optimistic about in your life? You going through something right now that needs a little optimism? This card is about joy and transition. If you cannot sense optimism, be gentle with yourself as you go through this transition and call upon the energy of Cabinsite to help you be optimistic. Even if what you hoped for doesn't come, know that something awaits you at the end that you might not even be able to see now. Oh, I love that. Yes, absolutely. My point exactly. That was exactly what I was saying. So no surprise. The reading that I was getting from the card is just about the same exact thing that the book said itself for the card. We choose optimism, just like we can choose pessimism or realism. I used to call myself a realist, that I would look at a glass and say it's neither half full or half empty. It's a glass with something in it. And to a certain extent, I still stay in that, on that plane, but I have moved way more often into the field of optimism, because I have found personally that the more optimistic I am about something, the more likely I am to find reasons to be optimistic about it. When I'm thinking about these kinds of things, the image that comes to mind almost always for me is Mother Teresa and the work that she did in Calcutta, and the idea that in a place that was so horrifying, people literally coming apart, their skin falling off of them without limbs, and all she wanted to do was love them through the stench, through the filth, through the decay. Have you ever smelled flesh decaying? It's not a pleasant smell. Think of sticking your head in your trash can. Now imagine living there in the trash can. That's kind of what Calcutta was in that place where Mother Teresa was working specifically. I don't know that that's necessarily the way that it is now or at any other time, but I know that in that place, that was what she was working through and working with. And what she did always was bring that love, that joy, that joyful expression always of divine acceptance and compassion, because that's where creation happens. Was she able to change these people's lives by making them healthy? Not always. Did she always bring them love? Always. Did she always bring them light? Always. Was she always happy? Probably not. Was she always joyful? Probably not. But she was always optimistic. That's her power. And it's still her power. So it's your power. It's our power. And we are never separated from that option of being optimists. So we can be optimists. We can choose that. So I encourage you. I challenge you to be optimistic today in whatever happens. If something happens, you drop something and it breaks. Wow, that's really hard to be optimistic about that. So look for the benefits, okay? Nobody got hurt. Yay. Or nobody got hurt badly. Yay. You know, whatever it is. If somebody got hurt, be optimistic that you have options for medical care. If that, you know, hopefully you have that. You know, be optimistic about having eyes that you can see where everything fell, and that you can pick it all up and make sure nobody else gets harmed by it. You can find reasons to be happy about anything. An opportunity to go shopping for a new item to replace it with. An opportunity to tell that person who had given it to you that you don't have it anymore, and maybe, you know, they'll come up with something else. Or maybe it wasn't a favorite thing anyways, and it was kind of your subconscious, unconscious mind saying, I'm getting rid of this thing. It's been taking up too much space in my life. You know, so whatever it is that happens, find that optimism. Be looking for the blessing. Be looking for the opportunity to bring more love into whatever it is. So that is our reading for the day. I do hope that it resonated and blessed you. As always, you are welcome to like, subscribe, share, comment. This channel is all about you. The only reason why I'm here is because you're here. So thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing day. You are amazing. You can choose to be optimistic in any area of your life that needs a little bit more light, needs a little bit more joy, needs a little bit more encouragement. That's what you are. That's your mission for today, is to greet everything with optimism. So I love you. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Namaste and ciao for now.